Imagine this. A single act of courage, born from this deep moral conviction that could actually change the course of the Cold War.
Or flip that coin. A single act of greed that could unravel years, literally years, of careful intelligence work.
Exactly. Today, we're taking a deep dive into Ben Macintyre's absolutely gripping book, The Spy and the Traitor, the greatest espionage story of the Cold War. And this isn't just like a history lesson. It's really a masterfully crafted story designed to pull you right into the high-stakes, shadowy world of Cold War spying.
It really is.
And here's something unique about how we're discussing it. You are experiencing a two-host AI conversation powered by Google's NotebookLM.
Right, aiming for a deeper, more dynamic analysis of this truly remarkable book.
So what's fascinating, I think, is how Macintyre takes these real, incredibly high-stakes events and shapes them into something that genuinely reads like a top-tier spy thriller.
But it stays factual. That's the key. He doesn't sacrifice the history for the thrills. It's about feeling the pulse of that era, not just learning dates.
I totally agree. So at its heart, this book focuses on two really pivotal figures, right? People who shaped the intelligence world of the 70s and 80s.
Definitely.
First, you've got Oleg Gordievsky. He was a high-ranking KGB colonel, that's the Soviet intelligence agency, who secretly starts spying for Britain's MI6.
Their foreign intelligence service, yeah.
And he does this for over a decade. His story is just one of incredible personal risk, driven by this profound ideological, disillusionment with the Soviet system.
And then the counterpoint. Tragically, there's Albert James.
Right. The CIA guy.
Right.
A counterintelligence officer who becomes a mole for the Soviets.
And ultimately betrays Gordievsky. It's devastating. The book just plunges you into these intense, really intricate intelligence games between Moscow, London, and Washington during that super tense period.
And, thinking about the timing, the book came out in 2018.
Yeah, that was an interesting time.
It felt incredibly relevant, didn't it? With renewed interest in international relations, espionage, these themes of loyalty, treason, political interference, they just resonated.
They absolutely did. And Macintyre, he crafts it so cleverly, it appeals really broadly. Spy thriller fans love it. Cold War history buffs get tons out of it.
Anyone who just likes a good story, really.
Exactly. Narrative nonfiction fans. He consciously writes it to be as gripping as, say, a John le Carré novel, but he blends that storytelling seamlessly with hard historical fact.
Let's talk about the author's credibility for a second, how he earns our trust,
Yeah, he goes, yeah.
Macintyre is a respected British historian, a journalist. He's known for writing about espionage. That helps.
It does. He has a track record.
But what really sets this book apart, I think, is the depth of his research. He got extensive, truly unprecedented interviews with Oleg Gordievsky himself.
The man at the center of it all. That's huge.
It's remarkable. And he also spoke with former MI6 officers, people telling their stories about this operation for the very first time.
Right. That level of primary source access gives it immense authenticity. You feel like you're getting the inside story.
Yeah. So his purpose, it goes beyond just informing or entertaining, though it definitely does both brilliantly.
Oh, for sure.
Macintyre seems to want to persuade you, the reader, of Gordievsky's huge impact, like maybe even pivotal in helping end the Cold War.
Yeah, he makes that case strongly. And he also dives deep into the complex moral landscape, doesn't he? Espionage, loyalty, betrayal. It challenges you to think about the line spies walk.
The tone throughout is just, it's overwhelmingly suspenseful. Thrilling, really engaging.
He avoids that dry academic feel.
Completely.
Yeah.
He uses this narrative style that feels much more like a cinematic thriller. The language is vivid, propulsive.
Yeah.
It builds tension. You really feel like you get to know these characters, even the shadowy ones making these world-altering choices.
Which brings up the genre question.
Yeah.
It's nonfiction, yes. Biographical, historical.
But the way he structures it.
Exactly. He brilliantly blends the rigor of nonfiction, the facts, the evidence, with the techniques of a thriller.
So the impetus, the reason for writing it now, it seems like it was this unique chance to tell a recently declassified, super significant story.
Using direct testimony from the key players, Gordievsky primarily, which was, as you said, unprecedented.
Yeah.
It taps into that desire we have to understand the hidden gears that turned the 20th century's biggest conflict.
Okay, let's dig into how Macintyre makes this true story feel so resonant. How he uses emotion and logic.
Ethos and logos, yeah.
The emotional punch of the book is incredible. Macintyre builds this really strong connection between you, the reader, and Gordievsky. He focuses on why Gordievsky did it.
His personal motivations.
Yeah, his growing moral disgust with communism, seeing it as corrupt, failing, and the immense risk he took every single day for years.
You feel the tension.
Totally. The narrative evokes suspense, fear, real sympathy, especially during that escape sequence from Moscow. Oh my goodness.
Absolutely nail-biting. Even if you know historically he gets out, Macintyre makes it thrilling.
He describes every detail, doesn't he? The complex MI6 plan, Pimlico, the signals, the car swaps.
Right down to the specific brand of chocolate bar used for recognition. It makes it so real. It highlights the huge emotional, psychological toll of living that double life, the constant fear.
But what's so effective is how that emotional pull is balanced with this really strong logical argument. It's grounded in so much factual evidence.
Definitely. He meticulously details how the KGB worked, the nuts and bolts of spycraft, the political paranoia, especially the nuclear fear.
That Able Archer 83 exercise, that's a key part, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely crucial. One of the book's most startling insights. This was a big NATO command post exercise simulating nuclear war.
Okay.
And Gordievsky's intelligence revealed the Kremlin wasn't just posturing. They genuinely feared this exercise might be a cover for a real first strike from the West.
Wow. So the Soviets, because they were so paranoid, actually thought Able Archer could trigger a real nuclear war. That's terrifying.
It is. And Gordievsky passed specific, crucial intel detailing the Soviet leadership's anxieties. He explained their spy agencies were on high alert for any sign of a surprise attack.
So it wasn't just bluster. They truly believed it.
According to Gordievsky's intel, yes. And this information, coming from inside the KGB, let MI6 tell NATO leaders, look, this paranoia is real. It's not just propaganda.
So it helped prevent the West from misreading Soviet defensive moves as aggression?
Exactly. It allowed for a more careful, de-escalatory response from NATO. Macintyre builds this really compelling case for Gordievsky's historical importance, showing how his insights helped cool down a situation that could have easily spun right out of control.
And then he contrasts Gordievsky's motives, ideology, morality with Aldrich Ames.
Yeah, the sheer greed that drove Ames to betray secrets, betray people like Gordievsky, just for money. It creates this powerful, logical, and moral frame for the whole story.
Okay, before we get even deeper into the book's structure and style, we want to invite you to check something out.
Right.
It's Mindful Moments, that's our YouTube channel. It offers AI book analysis designed to really spark reflection and rational thought.
It's a great way to engage with new ideas, think about what you're reading, maybe see angles you hadn't considered.
Definitely worth exploring. So back to Macintyre's narrative strategies.
Well, one of the most significant things is the structure itself. As we touched on, he organizes this complex history, like a classic thriller.
You have that clear rising action. Gordievsky's recruitment, his growing importance.
A compelling protagonist in Gordievsky, absolutely. A clear antagonist in Ames, whose betrayal becomes this looming threat.
And then that climax, the escape. It's structured for maximum tension. It makes really complicated history feel accessible and just incredibly engaging.
He also uses juxtaposition brilliantly. It really highlights the core themes.
Like contrasting the oppressive, paranoid KGB world
where everyone suspects everyone,
with the relative freedoms Gordievsky experienced and was drawn to in the West. Ideals of liberty.
And then the stark personal contrast. Gordievsky's principled courage, risking everything for his belief.
Versus Ames's base motives, selling secrets for, what, fancy cars and a big house?
Pretty much. It drives home that moral chasm between them.
And his language, it's not just functional, is it?
Not at all. His word choice, his diction, it's vivid, descriptive. It's chosen to create atmosphere, build suspense, not just list facts.
He uses figurative language really effectively, too. I remember that line describing a failing marriage.
Oh, yeah, collapsing in a slow and unspectacular slither. That's a novelist's touch, isn't it? It adds real depth to the character's inner worlds.
It does. His writing's praised for its propulsive verve and authorial dexterity. Fancy words, but they basically mean it just pulls you along.
Right. It makes the sometimes mundane, bureaucratic side of intelligence work feel genuinely gripping, full of human drama.
And beneath all this style, there were these powerful themes that really resonate.
Absolutely. The big one is that conflict between democracy and authoritarianism.
Embodied right there in Gordievsky's journey. Yeah. Serving the Soviet system, rising high, but ultimately choosing Western ideals, becoming vital to MI6.
And then the theme of duality and betrayal. It's everywhere. Gordievsky's double life, obviously KGB officer, British spy.
But also secrets within his own family, right? His wife's loyalty to the USSR.
Yes. And then the ultimate betrayal by Ames, someone who was supposed to be, in a sense, on the same side, or at least not actively working against Western interests.
It frames the whole thing as this hidden struggle of ideals, where individual choices had massive global consequences.
Yeah. So, in terms of effectiveness, was the book successful?
Oh, hugely. Critically and commercially. Praised widely as a dazzling nonfiction thriller.
It really did bring that period of history to life vividly.
Macintyre totally succeeds in his aims. Informing, entertaining, and persuading you of Gordievsky's crucial role, maybe even in preventing nuclear war, certainly shaping the Cold War's end.
And that blend of history and thriller narrative clearly hit the mark with its audience, satisfied the history buffs, grabbed the spy fiction fans.
And ethically, it makes you think. Macintyre presents Gordievsky's treason not just as, breaking rules, but as a moral act, a stand against a system he saw as criminal and Philistine.
Right. And he contrasts that sharply with Ames, who basically issued a death warrant for agents, purely for cash.
He guides you towards seeing Gordievsky's actions as maybe a moral imperative in that context.
Which definitely raises that big question for you, the reader. How do we judge morality in that shadowy world of espionage? When does loyalty to your country cross the line into complicity with something unjust?
It's a tough one. A really compelling question the book leaves you chewing on.
The Spy and the Traitor. It's really a masterclass in narrative nonfiction. Makes complex history thrilling. Makes you think.
Such a powerful exploration of loyalty, betrayal, and just the human element behind these huge world events. How one person's intel can literally avert catastrophe.
For more deep dives into fascinating books like this one and to foster those mindful moments of reflection,
check out our other podcasts and definitely explore our YouTube channel. As we wrap up, maybe just consider this, the incredible impact one person's choices can have on global history and how personal conviction can clash so dramatically with national loyalty in these high-stakes games.
It's quite something to contemplate.
If this discussion has got you interested, click the link you see on screen for the in-depth book summary.
And don't forget to subscribe. Share this deep dive with someone else who might be curious.
You can also purchase the book using the link provided. And most importantly, keep thinking critically about the world around you.